We're going to loop around, try to get to our back line. We do not want to be in the front line with Freya. We're going to activate our 2, activate our 1. We get the basics. We're going to get to the Hasten effect. We're able to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. We're going to chase down this Cupid. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're able to clean him up with our ultimate. We're going to chase down this Hades now. Activate our 2, 1. And we're able to get a triple kill. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Freya as carry. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, Freya is a magical carry who can struggle in the early game but can really dominate in the late game. So let's go ahead and jump into her kit. Freya's 1, Irradiate. Freya activates a buff that makes her basic attacks do bonus magical damage. This effect is going to last for 5 seconds. Freya's 2, Pulse. Freya activates a buff that makes her basic attacks ranged, dealing bonus magical damage and slowing the target and all nearby enemies. The area effect and slow are lost when Irradiate is active. The duration is going to last for 6 seconds, and the slow is going to be 15% at level 1, 25% at level 5. Freya's 3, Banish. At her ground target location, Freya banishes her enemies into the air for a short duration. The enemies can't be hit or take action while in the air. The banish duration is going to be 1.5 seconds. Freya's ultimate, Valkyrie's Discretion. Freya uses her Cloak of Feathers to fly above the battlefield, where she fires down blasts of magical power up to 4 times while flying. Freya can't be hit when at full ascension and can cancel at any time. The duration is going to be 3.6 seconds. And finally, Freya's passive. Freya's necklace grants her additional magical lifesteal. She's going to gain 10% magical lifesteal plus 0.25% per level. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1 we want to put a point into our 2, level 2 put a point into our 1, level 3 put a point into our 3, then we want to put another point into our 2 at level 4, then we want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 2, max out our 1, then max out our 3. So we are laying against a Cupid and a Cthulhu. They should be able to outpressure us in the early game relatively easily. We're going to activate our 2 and just try to hit as many minions as we can while they're grouped together. So if we can safely hit the 3 archers in the back, that's what we want to do. Usually our minions will take care of the melee minions, and then we can just focus on the archers. We left Fountain with Hunter's Blessing, tier 1 of Ring of Hecate, 3 health potions and a mana potion. Freya does kind of go through mana relatively quickly. That's where the MP5 on Hunter's Blessing is going to come in handy. I'm going to try to eat some basics. We stand too far to the left, and they're able to get the first blood onto the Terra. Apollo rotates in. We're going to activate our 2, activate our 1. So now our basic attacks do not have the AoE effect or the slow, but they are going to deal more damage. So when clearing wave, we want to just activate our 2, so that way there is a AoE effect on our basic attacks. If there's nobody in lane, we don't want to activate any of our abilities, and we just want to clear the minions with regular basic attacks. And if we're trying to kill an enemy god, we want to activate our 2 and our 1 because that's going to increase our damage, but it's only going to affect one target. Right now, our objective is to just farm up and try to survive. Freya is not that strong in the early game, but once we start getting a few items online, then we can start being really aggressive. We pop our 2. We did not pop our 1. We're going to go ahead and pop our 1 here. Get Cthulhu with some basics, and we're able to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. He's just a little overstepped right there. Terra summons her pillar and eats our basic attack, preventing it from hitting the minions. We're going to go ahead, rotate, and hit the harpy. We get a few basics onto the melee minions, then switch our attention to the archers. I don't think Cupid's really going to step up to us, so we're going to just basic attack these guys. Get through this here, we're going to fall back. We just hit level 5, so now we have our ultimate. Our ultimate's going to be really good at countering the Cupid ultimate. The Cupid ultimate is going to be a cripple field that slows us and stuns us if we stay in it. If we just cast our ultimate, we're going to fly into the sky, be immune to the CC effects of it, and then not take any damage. R2 only lasts for so long, so whenever Cthulhu activates his 2, we have to kind of stop basic attacking and step out of it, which minimizes the amount of damage that we can do with R2. So if you're going against the Freya, if you can disturb her while she's basic attacking, you can really prevent her from doing a lot of damage. Right now we do have enough money for boots. We're going to go ahead, fall back, and hit our purple buff. I was telling the Terra to retreat, and I think Apollo thought I was talking to him, so he starts backing off. The purple buff is going to increase our attack speed by a little bit, and if enemies stand too close to us, it's going to reduce their protections. There's another wave coming, so it's a bad time to back. We're going to use our 3 to banish the Cupid. That's a beats from Cupid. His dash is down. We should have popped our 1 right there. And we're going to go ahead and back. So we actually do have enough money to go straight into Ring of Hecate. But I am afraid that the jungler is going to start rotating my way. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick up the boots and play it safe. We're going to be going into the lifesteal boots. Freya has pretty short cooldowns as it is.
Enemy missing middle. Enemy missing left.
So Terra cleared the minions instead of holding them for us. That does a couple of things that aren't necessarily in our favor. So now the enemy minion wave is attacking that minion wave at the tower. If we want to go up there and get the XP, we have to overextend ourselves in lane. Plus, we missed the XP from the wave before this wave. Whenever we get here, we're only going to get 3 archers instead of the full wave. So whenever she pushed the wave up, that kind of really hurt us in a couple of different ways. We're still going to be fine, but we're not going to be able to optimize it. We popped our 2 and our 1. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Get our shots off onto Cthulhu. He pops a shell. We're going to activate our banish. We're going to pop our beads because we didn't know if that was going to stun us. We turn our attention to the Cupid, and we're able to get the pick onto Cupid. We are pretty weak ourselves. We're going to go ahead and pop a health and mana potion. Fall back to purple buff. Cthulhu's here. There's his dash. We could potentially be really aggressive right here. I don't know why we're not fighting into him. We're going to use some basics. Get him kind of weak. We're going to activate our 1. Really chunk him. Activate our 2. Turn our attention to the Cupid, which is very interesting. Apollo's able to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. Arachne's here. We're going to go ahead and use our banish onto her. Possibly help the Apollo out. We're going to fight into this. We're able to get the pick onto the Arachne. We're going to start falling back. Cupid's chasing. There's his dash. We're going to hide behind minions and fight this. And we chunk. I love that. Minions just saved our life right there.
You nearly got me.
We're going to go ahead and work on the large grouping of minions before the small grouping of minions. And we have enough money for Ring of Hecate, so we're going to go ahead and back. Ring of Hecate is going to provide us 80 magical power, 25% attack speed, and 15% magical lifesteal. It has a passive that each successful basic attack applies a hex to enemies and empowers you, increasing your power by 5% and reducing the power of the opponent by 5% for 5 seconds. You can stack this up to 3 times. So if we land some basic attacks onto the Cupid, we can reduce his power by 15% and increase our power by 15%. This item is really useful because it has lifesteal, attack speed, and what more could you want on Freya? We have 2 levels on this Cupid. It is his beads and his dash. We're going to go ahead and peek his purple buff, set up our free ward. Arachne's in mid, so we should be good for a little bit.
Your middle tower is under
Go ahead and activate our 2, just start basic attacking the minion wave. And now we're at the point where we're full clearing the minion wave as soon as we get Ring of Hecate. We're going to go ahead and fall back to our purple buff. We pick up purple. It looks like our team lost the fight in mid. They may be rotating over here. Cupid and Cthulhu are moving towards the Gold Fury very early on for that. So we have the option, we can kind of wait and try to steal it, or we can just go in there and try to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. We miss our banish. We get some basics onto Cthulhu, and we're able to get the pick.
your middle tower is under attack.
Cupid's dash should be down. We're going to fight this. We're going to use our ultimate. Cupid dashes in. Super unfortunate. We use our beads, even though it does nothing against the Hebo. So what we should have done there differently is once Cupid tagged us with his 1 and had us in his ultimate, we should have used our beads instead of our ultimate. The beads would have allowed us to immune any kind of CC for a second, and we probably would have gotten the pick onto Cupid. Then we could have turned our attention to the Arachne and the Hebo. We probably wouldn't have been able to get the pick onto both of them, but we might have been able to use our ultimate to buy us a little bit more time. The whole team kind of rotated on us, so we were probably going down right there, but we could have survived a little bit longer if we used our beads and then our ultimate instead of our ultimate.
On my way.
3 people pushing this raw. They're all pretty weak, so we're going to go ahead and rotate in on them.
Enemy missing left.
Cthulhu's rotating right. Here's Arachne. We miss our banish. Pop our 2 a little bit early. Arachne, did he not hear us pop our 2? Poor thing. Cupid's in mid, so we're not missing out on too much farm. Or Cupid's not going to get a large level on us because he's out farming us in our lane while we're somewhere else. He does have a fat minion wave over here, so we're going to go ahead and start rotating left.
On my way.
Our purple buff is up, so we're going to go ahead and rotate there. We're going to rotate back to the lane because we don't want to miss out on any gold and XP. Looks like we did not because there's 3 melee minions and 3 archers. Few items online and our basic attacks are starting to look a little scary. Bit of a team fight going on in mid. We pushed our lane. We got some of the gold and XP that we needed. Now we're going to rotate back to mid. Lona comes in. We're going to activate our 2. Then our 1. We're able to get some good damage, and Bologna is able to secure the pick onto the Cthulhu. We miss our banish, we're going to activate our 2, and we're able to get the pick onto the Arachne. We make the call to go for Gold Fury. We just need one other person, and we should be able to get it. We're going to activate our 2 and our 1 to get the maximum amount of damage onto a single target. We're going to pass it off to Raw. Have him kind of pass it back. Activate our 1-2 again, and we're able to secure the Gold Fury. We have enough money for our next item, so we do want to find a time to back. We want to stick around for one more wave and then back. Cupid's here. We're going to try to invade his purple buff. It's not here. We're going to set up a ward. Now we need to stick around for one more wave because we didn't back immediately after clearing that last wave. His purple buff is now up, so we're going to rotate onto that. Hebo's here. We're going to start running away. We should have just backed. We're going to use our 2-1 combo. Hebo uses his ultimate. Cthulhu's here. That's a Cupid ultimate. We're going to use our ultimate very early on in this fight to use our ultimate. We use our banish and we go down to the Hebo. We had so much money in the pocket. We were being way too aggressive. We should have backed for an item, which would have helped us in this fight. We're going to go ahead and pick up the Hastened ring. The Hastened ring is going to provide us 70 magical power, 25% attack speed, and 7% movement speed. Hitting an enemy god with a basic attack grants haste for 6 seconds, causing you to be immune from basic attack movement speed penalties. This has a 25-second cooldown. So this works a little bit different than the Hastened Katana. Hastened Katana only provides you the Hasten buff for 1 second, so you have to continuously land basic attacks to be able to stick to the enemy. With Hastened Ring, you get it for 6 seconds, and then it has a 25-second cooldown. So you can miss a bunch of basic attacks, but still be running them down with no movement speed penalty. Looks like our team was able to rotate in and avenge us. We ulted early onto that Hebo trying to get the pick when we should have saved our ultimate for defensive purposes.
Your allies plunge into madness.
We're trying to rotate straight to the team fight. We're going to activate our 2-1 combo, stick to this Cupid, and that is just disgusting. We banish. That's going to prevent him from getting stunned. There's his ultimate. We're going to use our 2-1 combo. We're going to just use our ultimate. We're able to get the pick onto the Hebo. We're kind of in a bad situation between 2 towers. Cthulhu's rotating in. We're going to go ahead and activate our 2-1. He knocks us back. Still fighting into him. Oh my goodness. And we're able to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. We're going to go ahead and fall back to get our purple buff. Just get a little bit of gold and XP. Kind of play it safe. We also have enough money for our next ring, so we do want it back here in just a moment. We don't want to overstay in our lane and pick a fight that we're not going to survive, like we did last time.
One by one, they all. You have so much potential. Will throw their bodies onto your sword.
You rock.
No one passes this line.
That's the Cupid dash. We use our beads. Arachne's here. We're able to get the pick. We use our Aegis, and Arachne's able to get the pick on us. We did exactly what we were hoping to avoid. We picked a fight we couldn't survive. So we have a pretty penny in the pocket. We are going to be picking up an item here. We have enough money for Telkhines ring, but we're going to go ahead and go into Demonic Grip. Demonic Grip is going to provide us 75 magical power, 30% attack speed, and it has a passive that your basic attacks reduce the target's magical protections by 10% for 3 seconds, maximum of 3 stacks. So whenever we land 3 basic attacks, this item combined with the Ring of Hecate, we're going to reduce the enemy's magical protections by 30% and reduce their power by 15%. We're going to increase our power by 15%, so we're going to be able to deal a lot more damage whenever we land basic attacks onto a single target.
Retreat!
Enemy missing left.
We're going to go ahead and start looking to be involved in these team fights. We are very large. Level 19, 19 minutes in. We're going to be just shy of 20 by 20. The highest level on their team is a 17. We're going to get some basics onto this Cupid. There's his Aegis. Our Hasten is just abusive. It's just this Terra. It's 4 people. We can do a lot of damage, but if they all focus me, they will get the pick on me. Kibo's a good person to get out first. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate to avoid this Arachne. Kind of fall under tower, get some good damage off. We're going to use our 2-1 combo. Bellona is able to get the pick onto Cthulhu. We get some good damage onto the Arachne. Bellona is able to secure that.
The lust for blood consumes.
Attack fire giant.
With Hades falling back and everyone else on the enemy team down, we should be able to secure Fire Giant right here. We're going to activate our 2-1 combo. So we kind of have this gray ring around Freya. That means that your Hasten effect is ready to go, and your next basic attack is going to activate the Hasten effect for 6 seconds.
Good luck.
This Fury is a Oni Fury, so we definitely want to try to make a play for it. The Oni Fury is going to provide an enhanced minion wave in each lane. This minion wave is going to be stronger than most minion waves and should be able to push through a couple enemy minion waves. We're able to secure that. Cupid was over and left. I think he probably backs. We're going to go ahead and rotate over just to make sure. Since Freya doesn't have any kind of dash or movement speed ability,
On my
she's
way.
very counterable. If the team wants to focus the Freya, they can definitely get the pick on her. We're going to go ahead and get the pick onto this Cthulhu.
Their bodies onto your sword.
We're going to push this tower with Apollo.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower.
We hit our banish. He uses his beads and dashes away.
Attack middle lane. Keep an eye on my enemies.
Hades is here. We haven't really tussled with him all game. Looks like he's able to get away. There's 3 people. Well, there was 3 people. There's 2 people now over and left.
Destroyed a middle enemy tower.
This fight in mid is good because there's people missing.
Their bodies onto your sword.
Attack middle lane.
We have the Oni wave pushing in, so we should try to push right here. Hades coming in, uses his ultimate. We're going to use our beads to get away. We're going to turn around, try to get some basics off, lifesteal a little bit. We're going to loop around, try to get to our back line. We do not want to be in the front line with Freya. We're going to activate our 2, activate our 1. We get the basics. We're going to get to the Hasten effect. We're able to get the pick onto the Cthulhu. We're going to chase down this Cupid. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're able to clean him up with our ultimate. We're going to chase down this Hades now. Activate our 2-1. And we're able to get a triple kill. We're gonna go ahead and get this middle Phoenix.
Attack
Your
left
team
leg.
has destroyed a middle enemy.
So we have Bellona pushing a fat minion wave over and right. We thought somebody was gonna come with us. Unfortunately, it is just us.
On my way.
Arachne's on the Apollo. We should try to help him out. I don't think we realized that when we were playing the game.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy Phoenix.
Bunch of archers coming into the Phoenix. Hebo's here.
Enemy missing.
This is a bad spot for us. We're going to use our Banish, get Arachne off of us, start falling back, use our 2-1. Get some basics onto the Hebo, make him say, I don't want to fight that.
Ultimate is ready.
Retreat right leg. Retreat.
Okay.
Now we're going to go ahead and back. Next, we're going to be going into Telkhines Ring. Telkhines Ring is going to provide us 100 magical power and 25% attack speed. Basic attacks deal bonus damage of 10 plus 15% of your magical damage. This effect does not affect structures. So right now we have 560 magical damage. Let's just call it 500. We are going to deal 75 additional damage plus the 10, so 85 additional damage every time we land a basic attack. We also have enough money for Rod of Tahuti. Rod of Tahuti is going to provide us 160 magical power, 30 MP5. It has a passive that basic attacks and abilities gain 25% additional power against targets below 50%. So once we got our 4 rings online, the item after that we sell our blessing for is kind of a flex item. You can build a lot of different things right here. I think probably my top 3 would be Rod of Tahuti, the Typhoon's Fang, and then Mantle of Discord to play it safe. We just chonk. Goodbye, Hades. Hebo's here. We get the Banish on him. We're going to use our 2-1 combo. Ra's able to get the pick. Terra's able to get the pick. Ra's able to get hit with his ultimate. Terra's able to get the pick. Cupid's here. Cupid uses his 2 ultimate. His 1 ultimate. We're going to keep attacking him in Fountain, and we're able to get the pick on him. We do more damage than he's able to heal in Fountain. And we should be able to close this game out. Well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.